granted.
Thank you, madam.
Madam Chief Guest, may I request that we rise for a short prayer. Kindly. Let us pray. Our dear loving Father, Almighty God, you have made all people of earth for your glory, to serve you in freedom and peace. We thank you for granting us safety to this place, for our various
Tushangilie Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda daima, tunayoipenda daima, Kenya nchi tunayoipenda daima, twajivunia sana tukijiita wa Kenya, nchi yenye baraka daima, Kenya nchi yenye baraka daima. Tumebadili mwendo daima, katiba mpya daima, katiba mpya daima. Anayependa Kenya ni yule mwenye kutenda haki kwa watu wote daima, mwenye kutenda haki daima, mwenye kutenda haki daima. Ujitengane na mambo yenye kuvunja amani daima, watata Kenya daima, watata Kenya daima. Wenzangu, Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele. Hatutaacha Kenya daima na milele. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Na nikienda ng'ambo sitasahau Kenya, na nitabaki Mkenya daima na milele. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Na tumeapa sote wananchi wa Kenya, kutumikia Kenya daima na milele. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Sitaiacha Kenya nchi yangu, mimi ni mwana Kenya daima. Uongozi wetu bora twaipenda, mimi ni mwana Kenya daima. Sitadanganywa kamwe na porojo, mimi ni mwana Kenya daima, zenye kuleta chuki kati yetu. Mimi ni mwana Kenya daima, sitakubali kamwe ufisadi. Mimi ni mwana Kenya daima, wala sitakubali ukabila. Mimi ni mwana Kenya daima, nitatetea haki za wanyonge. Mimi ni mwana Kenya daima, na majirani wangu nitalinda. Mimi ni mwana Kenya daima. Wenzangu, wenzangu, Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Kenya kipenzi chetu, daima, daima, daima.
Thank you very much, Siaya Institute of Technology Choir. Madam Chief Guest, allow me please to invite our senior principal, Mr. Daniel Otieno Randa, to formally constitute the convocation. Mr. Principal, sir.
Our chief guest, the Principal Secretary, State Department of Vocational and Technical Training, Dr. Margaret Mwakima. By the power conferred upon me by the TVET Act number 29 of the 2013, I hereby declare the convocation constituted. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Principal, sir. Madam Chief Guest, we are getting to the part of the program where we shall have our speeches. At Siaya Institute of Technology, we have a robust student council that helps in the day-to-day management of the institution alongside the teaching staff. They have their representative, who is the elected president of the student council. May I take this opportunity to invite the student council president, Mr. Ainea, to give his speech. Mr. President, sir.
The chief guest, allow me to take this opportunity to present the speech from the student council chairman. The chief guest, Principal Secretary, Department of Technical, Vocational, Education and Training, TVET, Dr. Margaret Mwakima, the County Commissioner, Siaya County, the Director, TVET, Chairman, Board of Governors, Principal, Siaya Institute of Technology, Management Staff, Trainers, and Technical Staff of Siaya Institute of Technology, parents, guardians, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
It gives me great honor to stand before you today to congratulate all the comrades who are graduating today at this fourth graduation ceremony of Siaya Institute of Technology. Indeed, it has been a long journey coupled with a lot of hard work, determination, and resilience. This far, we could not have reached without the support that the government has continued to give to trainees of TVET institutions. Many of these graduates today can attest to the fact that had it not been for the government capitation through the KUCCPS and the HEB loans, their dream to pursue post-secondary training could not have been realized. However, with the ever-increasing cost of living, I would request that the government considers adjusting upwards the amount set aside as capitation so that part of the fund may go into accommodation, as many trainees can hardly afford near decent accommodation facilities. Recently, the President ascended to the new Employment Amendment Act, which would allow job seekers, who are mainly the youth, to apply for the jobs before they are cleared for the compliance with the Chapter 6 of the Constitution. Great accolades to the government on that bill, as it is an indicator that it is concerned about the economic development of the youth. In the same breath, I believe the government could do well if it could simplify the bureaucracy involved in starting new businesses. TVET graduates could benefit more from this, since from their training, they should be job creators and not job seekers. Thank you. I would wish to thank the Board of Governors and the management of Siaya Institute of Technology for the conducive learning environment they have created so far. Everyone present here today would agree that this graduating class has had a privilege to learn in modern classrooms, use state-of-the-art training equipment, and a neat environment. A thing former graduates of Siaya Institute of Technology only dreamt of. In that connection, the role played by our trainers cannot be overstated. The trainers have actually imparted us with the knowledge that we should apply in every circumstance of our lives to improve ourselves as well as the society. Truly, every interaction we have had with our trainers, whether inside the classroom or during extracurricular activities, has been humbling and source of great learning. To our parents, guardians, and sponsors, we are grateful for the sacrifices you have made to keep us sound at Siaya Institute of Technology. It has called for a lot of self-denial, and I can assure you that your struggles have not been in vain. In front of you are competent young Kenyans who are able to compete in the global space. Finally, to our graduates, the journey is just starting today. You have been trained and well equipped with the knowledge and skills to face the outside world. Be good ambassadors of Siaya Institute of Technology. Be a beacon of hope to those coming after you. Make the best of every opportunity that comes your way, and always remember to give thanks to God. With those many remarks, I once more say congratulations on your graduation day. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, the President of the Students' Council. Madam Chief Guest, at this juncture, allow me to invite our dear and senior principal, Mr. Daniel Randa, to give his speech, and thereafter carry on with the rest of the program. Mr. Principal, sir.
Our chief guest, may I start with the salutation to the honorable members of the Board of Governors, Siaya Institute of Technology, invited guests, colleague principals from our sister TVET institutions and their representatives. Chief guest, if you may allow me, I call upon them to stand wherever they are to wave. Feel most welcome.
I think they can introduce themselves.
As it has been requested, it is my pleasure to also request you to introduce yourself and the institution you are representing, starting from Madam Muka. There is a mobile microphone.
Thank you. I'm Rispa Odhiambo, Principal, Nyakach TVC, Kisumu County.
Good morning once again. I'm Rosa Yugi, representing the Principal, Kisumu National Polytechnic.
Chief guest, members of the board, distinguished guests, colleague principals, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Okumu J.W. Odhiambo is my name, the principal, Kabete National Polytechnic.
Chief guest, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ezra Urina. I'm representing Judith Akaranga, Principal, Shamberere Technical.
Chief guest and guest, I'm Felix Obuya, representing Uguncha TVC. Thank you.
The chief guest, members of the board, I am Titus Otieno Baraza, representing the Principal, Kitale National Polytechnic.
Chief guest and all protocols observed, I'm Lilian Otieno from Karen Technical Institute for the Deaf, representing Madam Tekla Chemobo.
Chief guest, members of the board, invited guests, I'm Lilian Apio, representing the principal of Ramogi Institute of Advanced Technology.
Chief guest, Board of Governors, Siaya Institute of Technology, colleague principals, graduates, and parents. Good morning. I'm John Omondi Owoko, the principal of Muga Technical and Vocational College, Homa Bay County. Thank you.
Chief guest, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Professor Basilongor, representing the Vice Chancellor, Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology.
Okay, chief guest and all the guests, I'm Mr. Dan Akula, representing the Principal, Bondo Technical.
The chief guest, all invited guests, I'm Kiari Nahashon, representing Principal, Kambune Technical Training Institute, Meru County.
Chief guest, all protocols observed, Samuel Onzilo, representing Sami Waitito, Principal, Kiambu Institute of Science and Technology.
Chief guest and all other guests, good morning. I'm Kinyangi Kenneth, representing the Principal, Kendege TVC, Migori.
Chief guest, board of governors, and other ladies and gentlemen, I'm Watako Johnson, representing the Principal, Kisiwa Technical Training Institute from Bungoma County, Dr. Murunga. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Chief guest.
Chief guest and other guests, good morning. I'm Ed Kinyamao, representing Principal, Chamasiri TVC, Joseph Okumu.
Principal, chief guests, all protocols observed. My name is Anton Churchill, representing Principal Ugenya Technical and Vocational College in Siaya County. Thank you.
May I request the Siaya staff to wave for the chief guest? Siaya staff, wave. Feel most welcome. Chief guest, allow me now to give my speech. This fourth graduation ceremony for Siaya Institute of Technology marks an important phase in the lives of our graduates for whom we have assembled here. Today, we are celebrating 1,405 competent graduates who are graduating with the higher national diploma, craft, artisan certificates. In line with our mission, which is to produce competent human resource for sustainable development, I take this opportunity on behalf of the staff to congratulate all our graduates on their graduation. However, the event comes at a time when we are just getting out of the vulgarities of the COVID-19 pandemic, and therefore it is being held virtually, with only 30 graduates attending physically. Over the years, we have improved in our student enrollment, which now stands at 3,264 compared to 1,352 in the year 2018. It is a positive deviation of 1,912. When calculated at a percentage level, it gives us 141.4% over and above 100%. That one requires a clap. Currently, 1,502 are male students and 1,762 are females. the rationale of gender equity. Rationally, and on the same note, we have an increase of graduates from 938 in the year 2018 to 1,405 today, a positive deviation of 49.79%. Chief guest, out of the current enrollment, 2,471 are pursuing sciences, technical, engineering, and mathematics, that is STEM courses, and 793 are enrolled for social sciences. As I stand here, we as the Siaya Institute of Technology Fraternity, we are proud to report that many female trainees are now enrolling for science, technical, engineering, and mathematics courses, which is good for technical, vocational education and training, TVET, in bracket, development in this country. We thank the government through Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Services, that's COOPS, Higher Education Loans Board HELB, the National Youth Service NYS, that have continued to financially support our students, thereby seeing them transit to next levels. I cannot fail to mention the Constituency Development Fund, that is the CDF, the GIZ, that's German-based organization, and other non-governmental organization NGOs which have sponsored several of our students. I do also appreciate the parents and guardians whose contribution has been immense. As I stand here, I pride in a well-trained training staff of 193, of which 82 are employed by the Public Service Commission under the Directorate of Technical Education, DTE, and 62 trainers by board, and 52 technical staff employed by the board to help in the day-to-day recurrent and routine management practices of the institutional management. The gender disparity is being bridged up as we have almost equal number of males and female trainers at both management and training levels. Once a while, our staff are subjected to some training in form of capacity building, and that has improved the quality of their training and technological development, hence transfer and deliver a desirable skills to our trainees. We are currently offering 70 courses, all at artisan level, craft level, diploma level, higher national diploma level, examined by the Kenya National Examination Council, NEC, and 18 other courses under the competency-based education training, that is CBET-CEDAC. The TVET Curriculum Development Assessment and Certification Council have certified and given the authority for this institution to offer courses in level 3, level 4, level 5, and level 6. As well as we also have CASNEB courses, the accountancy and other related CASNEB courses. I am happy to inform this gathering that Siaya Institute of Technology is an ISO 900.215 certified. This is a milestone as it ensures quality management systems which are put in place, and hence efficiency has been improved by the ERP system, e.g. we have the ABNO automated system put in place to help in running our operations. The COVID-19 pandemic that ravaged the world brought a standstill on physical training. However, Siaya Institute of Technology, SIT, was able to put in place the Information Communication Technology, that is ICT.
Joining us for this ceremony today, parents, guardians, and sponsors, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to this happy occasion on which Siaya Institute of Technology is holding its fourth graduation ceremony. I feel welcome, a special welcome to Madam Chief Guest for honoring us with your presence here to grace this special occasion in the life of our institute. Earlier on, you informed me this is your first visit.
Yes.
I would like to appeal to you it should not be the last. This is one of your homes, and we will be very happy to welcome you here anytime. Announced and unannounced. Karibu sana. Today, as I said, is a very special day for us. We are presenting graduates who have worked diligently and have merited the certificates they will receive today. We are proud to congratulate them. Tunasema hongera sana, graduates. And in the same breath, I want to thank and appreciate the effort that the trainers and non-training staff have put in preparing these graduates to be able to have this graduation ceremony today. Anytime I attend a graduation ceremony, I'm reminded of the sower in the Bible. You remember this sower who was scattering seeds, and some fell on hard rock. There are others that fell on the paths, and still other seeds fell amongst thorns. And then there are seeds that fell on good soil, and they germinated well and bore fruit. The graduates today are those seeds, the good seeds that fell on the good soil. And they would not have reached this level if the trainers and staff in this institute did not nurture them to be graduates today. So I say asanteni sana, walimu, and also non-training staff for taking care of our trainees who are graduating today. Over time, Siaya Institute of Technology has continued to grow. I joined the board in 2017, late. It's like 5 years now. And during those 5 years, I've worked with 3 different principals, very, very hard-working gentlemen. And with their tremendous energy and effort, they have transformed this institute enormously, tremendously, to begin to look like a college, a post-secondary school college. I must admit that the institute I saw when I first came here in 2017 was perhaps even less less appealing to very many secondary schools we have in the country. And today, you will agree with me, things are looking different, and luckily looking different in the positive direction. In terms of infrastructure, we have changed a lot of things, and I want to believe we will have the energy to continue in that path. I am happy to see Mr. Okumu here, John, the immediate former principal before Mr. Randa came. And earlier on, there was Mr. Andama, who is not here. I'm only speaking of the principals I worked with. So forgive me if I don't mention any that I did not work with. These are very hard-working and focused gentlemen, and they have presided over this great transformation that we see here today. Working very closely with the Board of Governors, and Madam, allow me to introduce them so that the guests and graduates can see them. And because do we have that mic? I really would appreciate if we could hear each of their own voices. Some voices are very musical. I don't want you to miss that. Who has the mic? So we will start anywhere. Huh?
You can start from that.
Yeah, so just tell us your name, Governor, and yes.
Chief guests and all protocols observed. My name is Engineer Caroline Kosgei, member of the board.
Madam Chief Guest, my name is Susan Kilonzo. I work at Maseno University. I am a member of the board. I am in charge of education, research and training. Thank you.
Madam PS, my name is James Onduru, Deputy Director in Ministry of Education, State Department of Vocational and Technical Training. I represent the PS in the board, Siaya Institute of Technology. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam PS. My name is Stephen Ahau, a member of the board and a representative of the governor, Siaya. Thank you.
Thank you very much, members of the board. Oh, yes, Wakili.
Good morning, everyone. All protocols observed. My name is Joanne Neto. I'm an advocate and I'm a member of the board.
Good morning, everybody. All protocols observed. I'm CPA Shibu. I work with Kibabi University as an auditor, and I'm happy to serve on Siaya Institute Board as the chair AFI committee. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Daniel Randa, Senior Principal, Siaya Institute of Technology. I'm a member of the board as the secretary to the board.
Yes, thank you very much. Those are, you can see there are different backgrounds. There is a lawyer. If there are legal issues disturbing us in the board, somebody will be there to help us. There is an accountant, CPA, Judy is there. Mambo ya auditing, kachero kidogo. Hiyo kazi yote anafanya. If you want an engineer, and if you want seasoned teachers like us, we are also there. And Mr. Howe. So it's a very well-balanced board. I have mentioned infrastructure because that is generally very obvious. I could say obvious even to the naked eye. But there is also this most important aspect of this institute, the training, quality training. That too has improved a lot, as can be discerned from our examination results, which have been improving over the years. The board remains focused and would like to continue working very closely with the management to continue to improve this institute and take it to higher and higher levels of development. On infrastructure, I would like to mention that this morning we just commissioned the new gate. It was opened, the gate that we call Gate A. And over the years and recent years, we have built classrooms, 4 in number. We have improved the kitchen. I remember when our cabinet secretary came here 2 years ago, and the kitchen he saw, he said he cannot eat anything that comes from that kitchen. And he was right, because it didn't look very impressive. And we took that challenge, and we have now improved and built a more modern kitchen. We have built the hair dressing and beauty therapy workshop. Science laboratories have been renovated. We have put up Cabro pavements, again, because of the challenge the cabinet secretary gave us when he visited. It's good to have visitors around. You know, they see what you normally take for granted and ignore. And the Cabros are now there, so that if you walk around here, you are unlikely to have your shoes getting dusty. or muddy, depending on the season. All these improvements are meant to facilitate and improve quality of training. The board will remain committed to ensuring a prudent use of resources which are put at our disposal, and also those that we are able to generate internally. Using those resources, we shall continue to provide efficient and effective services to our customers, and also the quality of services that meet the expectations of our stakeholders. In line with this, I'm happy to report that during the performance contract evaluation of the 2019-2020 financial year, the Institute was ranked the best, position 1, amongst TVET institutions. An achievement that we are very proud of, because we are also aware of the effort we put in to get that achievement. We have also put in place measures that ensure quality service delivery is enhanced, especially through policy document development or revision. Policy documents recently developed or revised include Human Resource Policy and Procedures Manual, Academic Policy, Internal Control Policy, Meritorious Award Policy, Finance Policy, Procurement Policy, and Risk Management Policy. We will continue to make more as the need arises, because through those policies we ensure that we remain focused and are not managing by trial and error. While great strides have been made in the improvement of infrastructure at the Institute, a lot still needs to be done to bring Siaya Institute of Technology to a level commensurate with its age and mission. The limiting factor, as usual, is usually financial resources. The Institute, for example, using its internally generated funds, built an institutional management training kitchen and restaurant, which we did a couple of years back. However, due to funds limitation, the facility has not been adequately equipped. And we also have the library and ICT complex, which started in the year 2016 and was funded by the government, but has since stalled after the flow of funds stopped. I think we are all aware, especially because of the COVID-19 challenge, that our economy may not have been doing as well as we desire it to grow. And because of this, perhaps that's why the flow of funds stopped. We want to take this opportunity to thank the Ministry of Education for providing the financial pillar upon which the Institute operates and develops. The board does not take this huge support for granted. We really appreciate Madam Chief Guest, because we continue to benefit from the policies initiated by the government, like capitation and like the HELP and so on and so forth, because they have enabled the flow of funds to the Institute to be more regular, and it is easier to plan with funds that flow regularly. And we have been able to do a few things that you here I am mentioning, like the institutional management kitchen and restaurant. We therefore do not want to shy off from, as we thank the ministry, we do not want to shy off from asking the ministry to continue to find ways, even amidst this economic difficulty, to support us, especially in equipping the institutional management facility and also other equipment, as our secretary will continue to request on our behalf to the ministry, and also to consider introducing or bringing more funds to help us complete the library and ICT complex. I was passing with you near it, Madam Chief Guest, and I think you must have seen it as an eyesore. It's an eyesore that worries us, but now we have got one additional person to worry about it also, and that is you. Together, if we worry actively about it, I'm sure something good will happen. And not very long from now, it might begin to be one of those facilities that anybody coming here would want to visit because of the beauty that will result from our worrying and effort. You don't just worry and stop there. You worry and put effort. Itafanyika, itawezekana, si ndio? Yes, thank you. I want to conclude my remarks, Madam Chief Guest, by thanking you again for devoting a full day for us today. Your presence here is very much appreciated, and we thank you very much for making time for us. I want to thank all other guests who attended and our graduates and staff for making this day a success. I want to wish you God's blessings and thank you very much for coming. God bless you. Asanteni sana. Those were my remarks. I would now like to take this opportunity to invite the Director Technical Training, ably represented here, to give us some remarks.
The Senior Principal, Siaya Institute of Science and Technology, my friend Daniel, and other principals present, the Chair of the Board of Governance, Bonakawa, and your members present, my colleagues present, the trainers, graduates, parents, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Frank Mukuna. I'm Deputy Director at the Directorate of Technical Education, here within representing the Director Technical Education, Mr. Tom Mulati, who is held up elsewhere and would have wished to be with us here today and grace this occasion. Before I read his speech, allow me to bring in for about 2 or 3 minutes the County Director of Technical Education, Bwana Sunguti, to address you. Karibu, Sunguti.
Our chief guest, all protocol observed. My name is Joseph Sunguti, County Director, TVET, for Kisumu and Siaya counties. I wish to welcome all of you to Siaya County and this college in particular. I don't wish to say much because my bosses are around. I just wish you well as we participate in this graduation ceremony. Thank you so much. May you all be blessed.
Asante sana Bwana Sunguti. Huyu ndiye afisa wetu wa mashinani ambaye anasimamia eneo la Kakamega na Kisumu. Thank you for the good work you are doing, Bwana Sunguti. Chief guest, Dr. P.S., allow me to read the speech of the Director, Technical Education, Bwana Tom Mulati, which you can be able to see in your programs on page 7, Roman 7. On behalf of the TVET Directorate, I take this opportunity to congratulate the Board of Governance, management, staff, and graduates of Siaya Institute of Technology on this auspicious occasion. I recognize the remarkable progress that Siaya Institute has played in engaging its trainers in research and innovation, thereby making its graduates meet the ever-emerging industry demands. In TVET, our goal is to produce manpower who can support the country in achievement of the Vision 2030 and the Big Four agenda. To do this, TVET has ensured that competence-based education and training, CBET, is rolled out in all TVET institutions. This is a new curriculum that emphasizes hands-on as opposed to the accumulation of theory or relying on theory. Our graduates are supposed to practice and be able to acquire the skills and be able to even practice out those skills when they go out into the market. This training has been tailored to enable trainees apply the skills acquired to create jobs, very important, and to provide technological solutions to societal problems. The TVET Directorate has developed occupational standards and curriculum, currently being implemented in TVET institutions. In addition to the curriculum implementation, TVET is overseeing curriculum evaluation through the TVET Curriculum Development Assessment and Certification Council, that is TVET CDAC. Most of our trainees, our trainers here, have subscribed to this council and are involved in assessment of trainees in the whole country. More often than not, we encourage our trainers to continually improve themselves through the pursuit of short courses that would make them more relevant to the ever-changing training needs in the TVET institutions. To the graduating students, as the TVET Directorate, we expect you to channel the high skills that you have acquired towards transforming this country to a high level of economic prosperity. Focus on being job creators, not job seekers. Stay steadfast to the societal challenges and use them to improve your lives. Once more, I say congratulations and wish you God's blessings as you start a new phase in your lives. Thank you. That's the word of the Director Technical. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, just one word from me. You are in the right place. There are three things that matter in life. One and foremost is God. Two is TVET. Three is history. You want to succeed in anything you do, put God first. And you'll go and you'll succeed and your plans will run on smoothly. TVET, everything you see here is TVET made. Anything you can see is TVET made. Then lastly, take care of your posterity. Take care of your history. Take care of your today so that tomorrow may be better. With those very many remarks, my boss is here. It is the day of my boss, our beloved mother, Dr. Margaret Mwakima, the Permanent Secretary, the Principal Secretary, State Department for Vocational and Technical Training. It is my humble opportunity to welcome her to give a speech. And let us welcome her in the KANU style. Madam, allow me to do that, kindly. The KANU style. Let's stand. Haya, twende. Moja, pili, tatu, funga, fungua. Karibu, Dr. Fies. Asante sana.
And only because we are finalizing our TVET blueprint and we want to get champions that can now deliver each of those priorities and the flagships. So, Bwana Deputy Director, you've already earmarked you in terms of our delivery of the TVET blueprint going forward. So the representative of our Director TVET, Mr. Frank Mukuna, the Chairman Board of Governors, Mr. Moses Kawa Otieno, the board members present, the Principal, Mr. Daniel Randa, the CATI principals present, and at this juncture, I would request the Chief Principal, Kabete Technical Training, the Chief Principal, Kabete National Polytechnic, Mr. Odhiambo Okumu, who was also a former principal in this institution, to come and give a message of congratulation and goodwill on behalf of the CATI principals and also on behalf of the other principals that are here today. Karibu, Bwana Okumu.
Thank you, Madam Chief Guest, the PS, State Department for Vocational and Technical Training, for this privilege that you have granted me, and even breaking protocol. I feel quite humbled. And on behalf of all my colleagues at CATI, which is Kenya Association of Technical Training Institutes, and where I also serve as the chair coordinating principals of national polytechnics. Many of them are not able to attend today because of an ongoing capacity building workshop for principals in Mombasa. And on their behalf and the institutions that they represent, we want to congratulate all the graduates for a job well done. You can clap for yourself. It's no mean achievement to achieve what you have already obtained. And also to Siaya Institute of Technology, from the Board of Governors, the principal, trainers, staff, we want to say a big congratulations because this is an awesome ceremony. May God bless you. And with those very many remarks, Madam PS, allow me to sit down.
Thank you very much, Bwana Chief Principal. Distinguished guests, parents and guardians, graduates, good morning. Before I begin my speech, I want to bring a message of congratulations as well as goodwill from our Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Professor George Magoha, who comes from this county and who has shown a lot of interest as far as Siaya Institute of Technology is concerned. As we talked this morning, I informed him I'm here, and I believe if he has to visit again, he'll be very happy to see the paved pathways. He'll also be very happy to see the college kitchen and the restaurant. So I think that day he'll have a meal, but he'll also be happy to see the branding that is going on and the beautification, but also a beautiful gate that we commissioned this morning. So congratulations, our board, together with your chairman and the principal, for a job well done. I feel very proud when I come and I find an institution like this, looking so beautiful. I know soon those mini shacks that you're seeing on the other end will also be a thing of the past, because I've seen an abolition block. But again, also out of the request of the chair, there is some ISO building that we have now seen this morning. There has been a request for funding towards the same, but what we probably may wish to do is just to finish it the way it is so that it can be utilized. And then when we get funds going forward, we can now finalize as it was envisioned since the beginning. So congratulations, Bwana Principal. The institution looks so beautiful. And I know when these flowers grow, it will even look more prettier. I just want to request you, now that this area has no issue in terms of rainfalls, if you could plant trees around the perimeter fence. It will do two things. One, it will also increase the aesthetics of this institution, but also it will help us in terms of dust management. It will mitigate on the noise pollution, but ultimately will also be contributing as TVETs as far as offering adaptation and resilience in the matter of global warming and climate change. A few trees should be able to provide some little carbon sinks in this area. So, Bwana Principal, you can involve your student and staff. I'm being told there are seedlings available from Kefri. You only need to have a seedling, a tree nursery prepared, and they'll not take long before they are able to be seedlings for you to plant. And if there's an issue there, let me know so that I can also intervene with the Ministry of Environment and Forestry. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to join the Siaya Institute of Technology community to mark this fourth graduation. My appreciation goes to the graduates for working hard during their training, but also to the student leadership. Bwana President, you gave a very good speech, and you have a foresight on what you exactly want to see at Siaya Institute of Technology as a trainee, and this is what we have purpose to do. In all our TVET institutions, we shall start developing our young ones to get into leadership through various elective process, but also in the process then they are able to appreciate what it means to be part of governance, and also to make it inclusive in terms of what exactly they would like to see in their institutions. So, Bwana President, I didn't see your team this morning. I don't know where they are. Are they here today? Oh, next time you bring them, I would like to see them so that at least we can be able to appreciate them together. But send a message of appreciation to them. They are part of the developments and the success that we are experiencing here at this institute today. So thank you very much, and you can have a seat. So the graduates today, thank you for working very hard. The skill sets that you have acquired are actually the fruit of your labor. We in the State Department and in the Education Ministry do acknowledge with appreciation the role of parents, guardians, and sponsors in supporting the graduates during their training period. The best reward you graduates can give them is to offer exemplary service to the industry and society. I acknowledge with appreciation the commitments of the Board of Governors in terms of their infrastructure development, the beautification process, and all the way they have used the resources prudently, and therefore we are seeing what we are seeing here today. Indeed, Siaya Institute of Technology has now become very attractive, and I wish to request or even to require that all the TVET institutions in the entire country should now begin, for those who haven't, the beautification process, the pavement, rather the cabroing of their pavements and pathways, and to make our institutions more attractive. Because it doesn't make sense when we get our trainees from secondary schools and some of them from primary schools that are more beautiful, more attractive, more well-kept than ours. For us to be able to encourage our trainees to even wish to enroll in our TVET institutions, we need to make them very attractive. We need to make them state-of-the-art in terms of the beautification, in terms of the abolition blocks, as well as their classrooms, but again also their workshops. So this is what we need to see. And Bwana Okumu, as you go back to meet the CATI principals, pass that message. We, as I said, we are finalizing our TVET blueprint. And what is coming strongly is rebranding of our TVET institutions. And part of the rebranding will involve their aesthetics, as also we do the infrastructure development, but again, as we equip them with the equipments. Ladies and gentlemen, globally, TVET has become critical in achieving rapid economic, social, and technological growth. This is because human resources require greater skills to participate in the knowledge economy. The TVET institutions are therefore expected to offer demand-driven programs that will supply identified skill deficits in the ever-changing industry. And to this effect, I also want to appreciate the academic, both the academic and non-academic staff for the realization of skills within our TVET graduates, and including the ones graduating today, that are actually relevant, and they are the ones that are going to provide the competencies that are required in the labor market. So thank you so much, the trainers, but also those that are in support as support staff. Ladies and gentlemen, the government is investing much more resources in modernizing and expanding technical and vocational institutions. It expects to meet the human resource need of the industry and re-equip institutions with modern training equipment that match industry requirements. Therefore, the government would like to see all TVET institutions churning out the much needed skilled human labor that will meet industry requirements and also ascribe to international recognitions. And in ensuring that our TVET institutions are globally competitive, we are working with our development partners and matching them with institutions abroad through various collaborative networks, including that of the Canadian government. There are a number of institutions now that are having exchange programs, but also collaborations as well as partnerships with various TVET institutions in Canada. We also have linked them with institutions in Germany, as well as some in the EU. Others that are coming out strongly is the government of India. We also have the Netherlands government. But in addition, as it relates to our special needs TVETs, for them also to get into the international and globally competitive training for our special needs trainees. We are also, in the next 2 weeks or slightly more, we'll be taking them to Canada and a few countries in Europe so that they can benchmark with possibility of collaborative relationship with those institutions so that we can also increase our capacity as far as the special needs TVETs are concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, the government has invested in infrastructure development as well as equipping 192 out of the 238 institutions that we have, and the other 46 are ongoing, such that as the government was coming on board in 2013, these TVET institutions were 55, but we are currently at 238 now. 192 of these are fully equipped with the state-of-the-art equipment, and the other 56 is ongoing. I'm also happy to inform that for us to be able to match this growth, we have engaged the Public Service Commission, and we are now being given an approval to recruit 3,000 trainers to be able to address the current shortages in TVET institutions. Out of these 3,000, we initially had been given an approval for 1,000 to be diploma holders and 2,000 to be degree and higher national diploma holders. But again, we want to engage the Public Service Commission further so that we see the possibility of this being turned around, so that 2,000 will be our diploma holders and 1,000 to be graduates. And basically, because TVET is highly practical and heavily skill-based, and much has been invested in our diploma holders to be able to operate these machines in the various workshops and use them for training. The reason, therefore, that we should have our diploma holders who now can offer the practicals that we require, but in addition, then we can develop them, because now another reform that we have in government is to make TVET a pathway for education. So we can now also develop them to degree holders, but in the process, then we can be able to get our trainees given the skills that they require. In addition, working with the Kenya Technical Trainers College, we are also offering scholarships to the best students in every graduating congregation. So if you have been identified today as the best student in this graduating class today, you will be qualified to a scholarship at Kenya Technical Trainers College. Again, depending on your need. But again, we also, depending on your need, you know, there are those also who want to progress to degrees. There are those who want to become technical trainers. But that is the offer that we are providing for you. Again, for those graduating today, we also want to inform you that our technical universities are also ready for you to be able to develop yourselves and get to be graduates as you do your undergraduate and your graduate degrees, even up to postgraduate, and use the knowledge that you have gotten through the various trainings and the skills that we have given you as you pass through the hands of the TVET institutions to get to a position of becoming a PhD holder or even a professor, like the ones we have, some of the ones we have here today. And Professor, I should have even invited you to say a message of goodwill. Lakini ni sawa tu, but I think you should come and sit somewhere here at the dais so that you also become a source of encouragement to our youth as well as to those graduating today. What I'm actually saying is that we are now coming up with various pathways within our TVET institutions. And we as TVET are here to offer hope to Kenyan youth that you can be able to realize your academic vision by enrolling in our TVET institutions. It doesn't matter at what level you enroll. It also doesn't matter how well you performed or did not perform in your KCPE or in your KCSE. For us, we are saying, even with a grade E, we are ready for you. What we are interested in is your talents. What we are interested in is what you can use your hands to do. Because TVET is about the psychomotor, but more the development of the motor, so that you can be able to put a brick upon another brick. You can be able to put a cabro next to another cabro, and you can be able to put a pipe to another pipe and allow water to flow, and many other of the practical related. Because what we are promoting is TVET, get a skill and leaving no one behind. We are promoting TVET, come, get a skill and leaving no one behind. And that is why part of what the government has done is to give capitation, so that we make TVET training more affordable. And again, through the Higher Education Loans Board and other goodwill from our leaders, both the constituency leaders and the county leaders. A number have also managed to bridge the gap through the Constituency Development Fund and through the bursaries that they also get from the governors. But even as we are moving towards finalizing our TVET financing policy, I believe we'll also end up even making it even cheaper, because we are also looking at short courses that will be able to give the skills that are required by the industry, but we also give long courses that will also lead you to certificates and diplomas, and ultimately now able to easily know exactly how much does it cost for us to be able to offer this course for 3 months, for example, another for a month, others for 6 months, others for 1 month, rather 1 year, and so forth. And in the process then you can come, train yourself, because I don't believe, and probably that is true, that some of these courses that we are doing should take that long. It is becoming burdensome for our parents and our guardians, and it's also becoming very expensive. And yet, for us in TVET, we are also promoting access. The more youth we train, the more they get to the labor market, the more they employ themselves and employ others, and we are able to bridge the gap of unemployment in this country. So there is no point of these courses taking so long in TVET institution. How can you just take 1 or 2 years to know how to bake cakes? Does it make sense? I believe, because I'm from the hospitality industry, I believe even 3 months are enough for you to know how to bake a cake and to be able to present it to those that are require it, whether it is a wedding, a birthday, or a function like this, or even sell them in the supermarkets and so forth. I also do not believe that it should also take you 1 year or 2 years for you to know how to make hair and how to make face and how to make nails, pedicure and manicure. Does it have to take that long? Or even how to shave our hairs. I've seen programs that are being done and being run elsewhere, where it's only taking about 3 months, and we release a graduate that is able to do hair like this one of this lady that is crossing about, and for our principal here that is looking so pretty, and be able to shave nicely like our director here, and be able to do lips, you understand? The whatever, the white eyebrows and the pedicures and the manicures, and 3 months. And I asked, because I was there when they were graduating, that is a few months ago, I asked them, I actually asked the one who was doing barber, you know, the shaving of the hair, how long it took him to learn. And he told me it took him a month. Then I asked him, how much are you earning per day? He told me, for everyone that comes here for me to shave, they are paying 50 shillings. And in a day, I can get about 10 of them. And if a day does better, I could still get more than 10. That is good money. And if he invested in more of those shaving machines, you can imagine as well how much he also can employ others, as he also trains and imparts skills. So that's what we want to see as far as our TVET is concerned. I also saw one that was trained in repairing mobile phones. And I asked her, because she was a girl, she was a lady rather, I asked her how long it took her to learn how to repair mobile phones. And she also told me it took about 2 months. And again, I inquired from her how much she gets. And you know, these days the mobile phones are very many, isn't it? And they're getting spoiled here and there. And she, if you could do an average, she could be getting about 1,000 a day. That's very good money, and so forth. So 2 months, 3 months, and you release them to the market. And that is what we want now to see in our TVET institution. We are trying to capture it in our TVET blueprint. Of course, we'll have discussions with TVET CDAC. We'll also have discussions with NITA, but it is high time that we as TVET reviewed our curriculum and offered short courses that can release the youth easily, in the process make it cheaper, and get them out there and be able to employ themselves. Probably what may challenge us is the startup kits, but also the finances in terms of them beginning their businesses. But I want to inform today that we are now at very advanced stages in terms of discussing with one of our development partners to see how best can we try to give startup kits to our graduates like the ones today. Because if you've done a diploma in electrical engineering, for example, or even a certificate, the way you've been trained, you only need your kit. You only need your tools, isn't it? And you'll be able to market yourself out there. And even as we now need our library complex to be fitted with electrical, plumbing, and other building works, you already have your tools. You can even come and talk to the principal and tell the principal, why can't I do it? Or as we go in our infrastructure development, we can also be inviting you to participate in our construction works. And you bid because you have your tools, and you employ yourselves and you employ others. I was very impressed. Recently, I went to one of TVET institutions not far from this one, and I opened a hostel block that has been named after me, not far from here. And this hostel block, the principal told me it has been constructed by one of her graduating student who did building and a course around building technology. And that is what we want to see. Why are we training in TVET institutions and we are equipping our own, and then we go getting contracts outside our own trainees, graduates? Wouldn't you like to be found to be the one that would probably have come up with a library complex like that, together with your team? Because you already have your team here. There are those who can now do the masonry. There are those who can do the plumbing, isn't it? There are those who can do the electrical works. Who else? There are those who can do the carpentry as well as the roofing and so forth. So even restaurants and kitchens like the one our principal talked about, I believe our own TVET trainers and trainees can do it. Probably will be challenged by a bit of the procurement, but we can make those discussions elsewhere. But where else can you also be trained if you cannot also not participate in the construction or the infrastructure development that is going on within your institutions? We only need the trainers to team up to be able to come up with that consortium that has all the technology that is required to get a hostel facility or to get a kitchen or a restaurant like the what we have been told, or even a gate like the one that I commissioned this morning. And then you get your former graduates and some of the ones graduating today, and you bid, isn't it? And in the process, you yourselves are getting more practicals as a trainer, because again, you can identify what challenges probably are with the materials and so forth. You also will inform in terms of the materials, and you see whether you also what your training is working, or what your training is working. But also our trainees will also gain confidence that whatever they are being trained for is actually the case and it is working. So that is the direction that we'd like to go. And we have captured it very well in our TVET blueprint. And not so much working also within the infrastructure development that we are getting in our TVET institutions, but also projects. As a government, we are also getting to do huge projects like the SGR, like the Nairobi Expressway, the various highways and others that we have done. But the transfer of technology is not so much focused on. So part of what we are envisioning to do within our TVET blueprint is project-based training. We want to see all the projects that are coming into this country, whether they are donor-funded projects or funded within the government, huge projects that we attach our technologists, we attach our technicians, and we also attach even engineers, engineer trainees from universities, so that this skill can also be transferred. And I believe that is the way we also can make huge savings within those constructions. But again, we can also ensure that when the other projects come, then our own Kenyans can also take it up. So again, this we have factored it in very well in our TVET blueprint, amongst others. Ladies and gentlemen, there is need to train a critical mass of technologists, technicians, and artisans in TVET institutions for us to be able to achieve the socioeconomic growth in the country. Therefore, TVET institutions are to design demand-driven programs to be able to bridge identified skill gaps in the diverse fields. The number of trainees graduating from TVET institution has also been increasing steadily. And I note with gratification that Siaya Institute of Technology is today releasing 1,405 graduates in diverse disciplines that are necessary for sustainable development, achievement of the Big Four agenda, and the Vision 2030. And to you graduates, as you go out there, I also want you to take advantage of our being a regional bloc within the East African, being in the regional economic bloc, that is the East African community, and the free movement of labor. But also, now that we are implementing the African Free Continental Trade Area, we are also members of COMESA. We are also in AGOA. But again, we also are working very closely with other economic blocs, as well as other countries in other continents. We'd like you to look within, but also look beyond. As it stands now, the diaspora contribution to the foreign exchange in this country is surpassing that of the traditional economic activities such as tourism and agriculture. And much of this diaspora contribution is actually coming from technical and vocational related workers who are providing labor market in the United Arab Emirates, for example, in America, in the UK, and other countries in the world. And this is proven, and this is true. So look beyond, and the Ministry of Labor will be able to help you facilitate. Because what we are believing in as TVET is that your skill should also be able to contribute to your own livelihood, but also the livelihoods of those that depend upon you, but more so in the socio-economic development. We are also too aware that TVET graduates are also going to enter into a globally competitive labor market, and this is the reason why I keep requiring that all our technical institutions to benchmark, collaborate, and partner with top institutions in the world. The other day, we were in Namibia for the World Skills Africa. We participated in 3 competition skills. Of course, when you hear 3, you also are looking at me, and I am also looking at myself. I believe we should have done more. Because even from this Siaya Institute alone, how many competitors would have given in the 16 that we had? But all the same, we participated in 3. And in all these 3, we got medals. And in one of them, we got a gold. Now, why am I saying this? It is because these World Skills Africa competitions, for us as Kenya, to be able to get medals in the 3, it is telling the world out there that our TVET graduates and our TVET institutions are ready for the global market. But even as we prepare for Shanghai in the coming 2 or 3 months, I believe sometimes in September, for the world, the global world skills competitions, or even what we call now the world skills competitions. I believe that is the time we'll even showcase and tell the world there that Kenya is ready for you. Kenya has the technicians, Kenya has the technologists, And Kenya has the artisans, and it also has the various technical skills and competencies that the world requires. So let's keep the collaborations and let's keep the partnerships going. Ladies and gentlemen, quality training is a mirage without proper equipment and trained personnel. We want TVET institutions to provide an industrial level experience for both the trainees as well as the trainers that match industry necessities. We are just about to complete our continuous professional development policy, because as you know, it is now it's a requirement under the TVET Act that all our trainers should should have continuous professional development. So once we finalize the policy, then we'll now get you trainers busy in the industry, by acquiring the modern trends and the latest technologies, but also back to KTTC so that we also get to become more advanced. Because going forward, we'd like our TVET to be ahead of the industry, to be the one informing the industry in terms of the latest and the modern technologies, as well as the trends and so forth. So soon you will see us now coming to tell you to give more. We already are about to conclude the procurement of the consultant that will help us as far as this policy is concerned. Again, as we move to CBET, where we'll have to train and give more practicals to our trainees, we also are finalizing the TVET cooperative or dual training policy, where we will train with the industry on a 50-50 basis. Already we have begun, though in a pilot way, with Kiambu Institute of Science and Technology, with Thika Technical Training Institute, and Nairobi Technical Training Institute, as far as dual training or cooperative training is concerned. So once we are through with, and of course this is meeting a lot of success and is actually informing a lot as far as our curriculum development, our trainers development, and our equipping of our labs and our workshops is concerned. And what we're actually saying is that now more than ever, the industry players will become an integral part of the whole training policy. And so therefore, to this end, I want to applaud the industry players for their continued support in accepting our TVET trainees in the establishments for attachments and internships. I also want to appreciate the energy, the skill, and the resilience that is being provided for by our artisans, technicians, and technologists in shaping our industry and our manufacturing agenda. As you're all aware, the fourth industrial revolution that we are going through still requires artisans, technologists, and technicians. Kenya has envisioned in 2030, through Vision 2030, to now become an industrialized nation and get into a manufacturing economy. The major driver towards the realization of this is our TVETs. So to the graduates, the ceremony symbolizes your academic pursuit. It is also a moment to look back at what you have achieved in the academic journey. Remember, the society will judge you based on the quality of your service, integrity, and ethical behavior. On this note, I urge you to seize every opportunity to offer the best service to humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I wish to thank the parents, the guardians, and the sponsors, and all of you here today for investing in the lives of these young men and women graduating today. I highly applaud the national government, the Higher Education Loans Board for allocating the funds to the trainees, the county governments, as well as the constituencies for awarding needy trainee bursaries to complete their courses. My gratitude also goes to various industry players that have allowed our trainees to practice the knowledge and the skills that have brought them to this level today. I also want to appreciate our development partners who have been very supportive in terms of our infrastructure development and equipping our TVET institutions. Finally, to all of us here and elsewhere, let us accord the Siaya Institute of Technology a chance to become a premium technical training institution that responds to the dynamic industry requirements. Thank you all. Thank you, Siaya Institute, and thank you to our Kenya government for the support they have given. And so therefore, may God bless Siaya Technical Institute, or Institute of Science, or rather Institute of Technology. God bless you graduates as you go out there in the industry. May the Lord grant you success. May the Lord grant you favor. May He establish the work of your hands and prosper you in every way. God bless you, and God bless Kenya.
Thank you so much, Madam Chief Guest. May I now take this opportunity to invite the Deputy Principal in charge of academics and training affairs to invite the heads of departments to present the graduates to the chief guest. Madam Deputy, please.
Chief guest in the State Department of Vocational and Technical Training, Dr. Margaret Mwakima, the Board of Governors, other dignitaries here present, my colleague trainers, invited guests, and the graduates of Siaya Institute of Technology, good afternoon. May I take this opportunity to present the graduates for the award of various certificates and diplomas. Guest of honor, Madam, during the period between November 2018 and November 2021 academic years, a total of 1,405 graduates were trained, examined, and qualified for the award of artisan and craft certificates and diplomas. It is my pleasure, therefore, to invite the heads of the various academic departments to present their artisan graduates in the following order. Agriculture and Environmental Sciences Department, Building and Civil Engineering Department, Electrical and Electronics Engineering Department, Hospitality and Institutional Management Department, And finally, Mechanical Engineering Department. Thank you. In that order, please, HODs.
Guest of honor, Madam. During the period of November 2018 and 2021 academic years, 30 candidates satisfied the examining body for the award of Artisan Certificate in General Agriculture. Credit, serial numbers 1 to 08, pass, serial numbers 09 to 30.
Guest of honor, Madam, during the period of November 2018 and November 2021 academic years, 2 candidates satisfied the examining body for the award of Artisan Certificate in Plumbing. Artisan in Plumbing, pass, serial numbers 31 to 32.
Guest of honor, Madam, during the period of November 2018 and November 2021 academic years, 8 candidates satisfied the examining body for the award of Artisan Certificate in Electrical Installation in the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Pass, serial numbers 33 to 40.
Guest of honor, Madam, during the period of November 2018 and November 2021 academic years, 11 candidates satisfied the examining body for the award of Artisan Certificate in Food and Beverage Production and Service in the Department of Hospitality and Institutional